And we are live. Let's get that camera a little bit more centered. Welcome, everybody. It's our first time. It's our first time that we are going live.
And we are live.
I can even hear myself. So I know at least that it's working. So it's my very first time here on YouTube doing my lives. If you have been following me, you know there are, I don't know, over 1,000 videos or close to 1,000 videos already on our Facebook page. And yeah, I've always been going live on Facebook because there is where the majority of my followers are. And it just has been becoming so difficult lately. It has become difficult because Facebook isn't really sharing it to a lot of people. Most of my followers just say, hey, we haven't seen you in a long time. And then again, we have the people from Instagram who never see those videos because Facebook is not sharing them. Hold on, I'm getting a little message here. Okay, that's fine. So in the end, I decided let's give this a chance and let's go live on Facebook. No more. Let's go live on YouTube. And that's why I am here. And in future, I will be doing my live sessions, answering your questions, always here on YouTube. So the best thing I can tell you is make sure to subscribe and also ting the bell, because then you will get an email whenever there is a new video coming up on YouTube. And I do know some of you have told me, yeah, but I am subscribed and I don't hear anything. That's because you have to ring the bell. So just subscribe and ring the bell, and you will be getting an email telling you that either I'm live or either there is a new video on the channel of Advanced Photonic Therapy with some answers to the questions that I have received. Now for today, let me just open this up so I can get to those questions that I have received. Hold on. Give me a second here. There we are. Okay. So I had somebody who had a nasty fall, and she asked me how long it would take before she would feel better. Now, what you have to remember is it all depends what happened and how long it has been going on. So the example that I usually use is about, imagine I'm somewhere, I slip and I hurt my ankle. Now, if you know me, I always have my red light with me, that's for sure. But if I don't torch my foot, my ankle immediately, by the time that I got home, my foot, my ankle is swollen up, maybe becoming blue. And probably for the next week or two, I will be walking slowly and softly on my foot. And in that case, well, if I get home, because I've got my torch at home and I start torching that, I will torch at home. I will repeat it the next day, and I will probably be repeating it for the next week or two, every 2 days, before I may expect to be healed completely. But on the other hand, I slipped, I hurt my ankle, and I had my red light with me. That's also why I always say to everybody, make sure to have your red light at all times with you. If you have your red light, put it on mode 2 immediately and start torching slowly, coloring in the location that is hurting, in this case, your ankle. And in that case, once I get home, for those of you who don't know the points for the ankle, once you get home, you look up those points and you also do those specific acupuncture points in mode 1 with your torch. Well, probably maybe the next morning you will torch your ankle once again and you will be fine. You won't need any extra sessions. So in the case of a fall and hurting your ankle, you already see the differences in time before you are going to be healed up. The other possibility is that you hurt your ankle 2 months ago. and you didn't have a red light then, so you couldn't torch the specific acupuncture points, you couldn't do your standard points, and you couldn't torch locally, and your acute situation of hurting your ankle has become a chronic problem. And when you're dealing with a chronic problem, you need to do the standard points and the specific points for the ankle in this case, every 2 days for the next 4 to 6 weeks. At least 4 weeks. If you are already better than, then you can just go down in your sessions. If you're not healthy yet, then just continue on. When I am, on the other hand, talking about how soon before somebody feels better, when it has to do just with pain, we're talking about minutes. If I've done this before, so I know it. My finger has been between the door, okay, the door of the car. Well, I would take my red light immediately, and I will just put it on my thumb. Well, I think the thumb that had to do with the hammer. I think it was this finger. I'll just put my torch on the finger for half a minute or a minute, and the pain will just flow away. The same goes if it's for a mosquito bite or a wasp bite. Just make sure you have your torch with you and put it immediately there where you got hurt, there where you got stung, there where you got bitten. And in this case, it's acute and your pain will be just flowing away. I usually use the word in my language about it sucks the pain away. It's just sucking it out of your skin and it just goes away. So feeling better can be within a minute. If we're talking about something more seriously, it will take longer to heal. But feeling better, that at least that can be done within minutes. Giving you another example. If you go in the people information pack, you will see the calming happy points. So in this case, I'm going to do it quicker, but in this case, I'm going to take my red light on mode 1 at 660 nanometers, mode 1. And I am going to do pericardium 8. I am going to do pericardium 7. I am going to do pericardium 6. And then under my clothes, I am going to do heart 1. I'm going to do this on my both hands and both on the arms. That's going to take me about, so I usually try to leave it on for 10 seconds. So we have 4 points, 40 seconds. Well, let's say in total, it's going to be around a minute. This is, for example, if you're very sad, you're very hurt, you're crying a lot, and you can't think clearly. Just by doing those points, within a few minutes, you're going to do something like this. It's like all the stress is coming out. It's like that big block that was inside you suddenly came out. And you are, within minutes, being able to calm down, to relax more, and to think more clearly. So it's all a question of what is going on and what are you looking for a solution for. Now, just hold on, because I heard my phone wrinkle a few times and just want to see. Oh, you see, I got a message that that I was live here, because of course I have several accounts now live on your channel. You see, I even got it per email too. It's my first time, so I'm learning here with you. Now live on your channel. Let's get the party going. So if I got that email and you are subscribed, then you will have received that email too. Okay, so now let's talk about getting better. Imagine that you have a horse. Let's think of what we could think about. What's something that's frequent? In this season, itchy skin. You have a horse with itchy skin. Now, how long is it going to take before your horse is getting better? Well, of course, it's going to depend how itchy he is. Okay, that depends of the zone where you're living. We are at the end of May, so in the most cases, those who are going to get into summer, now in June, the many horses will have itchy skin. Now, what do I always say? Prevention is more important than having to heal later on. So everybody who knows me has also seen the posts on my Facebook or on my Instagram account probably since January. If your horse is suffering from itchy skin, make sure to start preparing. What does that mean? Well, as of January, they would give their horse regularly a session of the specific points for itchy skin and the standard points. And that reinforces, on the one hand, the immune system of the horse so much, and on the other hand, prevents itchiness. Don't forget, stimulating acupuncture points is always about bringing in balance what is not in balance. So, if there is an issue, be it with your horse or your dog or yourself, and you're having an issue, it's because inside it's not balanced. So you need to stimulate some points to regain that balance. And so the people who have been since February or March been red lighting their horse on those specific points because they know that every year that horse is having itchiness and either rubs his tail or his belly or whatever, his neck, for example, well, they will now, if they have been doing those points like they had to do them, they will now have a horse that is not suffering from that itchiness. Then again, it's possible that you are here for the first time and you didn't notice, so you didn't prepare your horse, and you now have that horse with an itchy skin. So what can you do? With advanced aphotonictherapy, of course. Because otherwise, of course, I'm sure you have been looking at what you're feeding him. He maybe has a rug on because he's allergic to mosquitoes or little flies or whatever. I'm now just talking about the torch, about advanced aphotonictherapy. What you can do is start now torching your horse every 2 days. On the one hand, you will be red lighting the standard points. It's a cocktail of points. You can download it for free from the website. On the other hand, you will be doing torching the specific points on the body of your horse for itchy skin. That again is in a booklet, so you just have to look at the picture, read what Dr. Brian McLaren wrote on how to find that point, and take your red light, put it on mode 1, and stimulate those points at least 10 seconds per point. So that's probably going to take you about 10 minutes every 2 days. I think your horse is worth more than 10 minutes every 2 days, isn't it? And certainly, because it will be making his life or her life a lot better. Less itchiness, less frustration, less pain, and probably less problems with the body. Because you are every time helping that body to get back more and more into balance. Apart from that, you can also go to mode 2, which is a stronger light. And that light you can then use wherever your horse already scrubbed himself. So where he's missing some hair, like for example, the tail or the belly or the manes. Wherever you see that the skin has been hurt, take your mode 2 and start very slowly moving the light. I'm going to go quicker now, starting to color in the location where he's hurt. And if you, like me, if you have aloe vera plants in your garden, you can always cut a leaf off, open it, scratch it a bit, and put that aloe vera freshly on the spots where your horse got hurt. Now, or where the skin got hurt, or the skin is open. Now, something that you have to remind yourself with is using the red light is going to make your life better. It's going to make the life of your animals better. It's going to make the life of that horse with itchy skin better. But you need to let your vet know, or in your case, you need to let your doctor know. Why? Because if you or your animals are taking medication, they will have to break that down to give less and less medication. Let's think of for a horse with Cushing's disease. Using this, you are going to break down that medication that you have been giving, like Parson, what you're giving him right now. You will have to break that down. He will not need so much anymore. So you can go to less and less and less and less and less. So you need to let your doctor know or your vet know that you're planning to use this, because it's going to replace whatever you are taking. And let me talk about me right now. If you have been following me, you know I have not taken medication in 15 years, except for example, antibiotics when I have a bacterial infection. Right now, I am in a bad shape. I am in a bad shape. Maybe you don't really see it, but I am in a bad shape. I have an infection. I had a tooth where they did a root canal procedure in 2008. And right now I have an infection just above it. So yesterday I was at the dentist, yesterday morning, and they said, well, you need to take antibiotics. You have an infection there. We're gonna have to break your teeth open. Or whatever. They gave me antibiotics. I have them here. And you can see what I've taken. I've taken 2 yesterday and then 1 this morning and then this afternoon. I have to take this. But this makes my life so bad, because as I never take any medication, when I have to take antibiotics, my body reacts so hard on it. And then I can only say, luckily that I have this guy, because this guy is making my life a lot better. In the first place, I'm using it. Hold on. I'm using it on mode 2 to just put it there, so it will lower my pain that I have from that infection. And it helps. So I don't have to take any painkillers. Hey, I have my torch. But on the other hand, I'm having secondary symptoms or secondary problems from taking those antibiotics. And if you've ever taken antibiotics, then you probably also know what the secondary problems are that you can get. There again, I have my torch for which I can use. For my stomach, for my intestines, for my gut. And whenever I don't feel good, again, I have my torch. I can do my happy points. I can put it here on Governance Vessel 26. I mean, this is my best friend. And this is the one that I never forget. I always have it with me wherever I go. I have one in the car. I have one lying around here on my desk. I have a few torches, yes. I always have one with me, because I know how important it is to take care of myself and to have something to intervene whenever it's necessary. I see I got another message. Okay, I see we have Marilyn who is here. Hi, Marilyn. What would be good points for dental and TMG pain? So the best thing you can do, Marilyn, is to go to your people information pack, because you have several points. First of all, here you have your large intestine 4. So close your hand, close your thumb against your hand. You see that little mountain just at the end of the line? Well, just put your torch there. Put it on mode 1. Just put your torch there. And that's your large intestine 4. And the large intestine 4 is the master point of your face and mouth. So it's going to take care of problems that I have on my face and in my mouth. So no, I don't have to take the torch, open my mouth and put it here on the teeth or the tooth, where oh, it's all on this side. I feel it on the top of the tooth where I have the problem. I just was doing these points, and that large intestine 4 is in your bundle of the standard points. So it is a point that you would normally do anyways if you're regularly doing your standard points. And for that, I also want to remember you is I go live, and you can join me every Tuesday at 2:30 p.m. EST time. That's 8:30 in Europe. That's 7:30 in the UK. And there we do the standard points together. So that's also where you can learn the exact points that you need to do. For the other points, Marilyn, I'm not going to show them here because let's say that I don't want to put my body or my full body in view here on camera to show you the rest of the points, but you have them in your people information pack. So don't worry about that. Well, I think that's it for our first session, and I am going to have a look on the reaction and see if people are following me here, because if you are following me here on YouTube, and remember, subscribe and ring the bell so that you get a message whenever I am coming live. And leave me a comment also under the video. Leave me a comment. It's always great to review the comments of people. And that's also where you can leave your questions for my next video. If there is a need, I am happy to come twice a week. Otherwise, it will just be every Saturday at the same time, my 6 p.m., which is 12 p.m. in New York, or 9 a.m. in Los Angeles, San Diego, and California there. Thank you, Marilyn, for being here. It was the first time. I wasn't expecting people because it's the very first time that I'm doing this now on YouTube. Oh, and she's not alone anymore. We have Ina, who also has joined us. I'm happy to be here. Make sure to leave a comment with your questions so I can answer them next time. Remember to subscribe and ring the bell so that you know exactly when I will be back. That's it for me now. See you next week. Have a great weekend